For the first time in years, Mary admitted to herself that she needed to change. She had spent decades chasing academic excellence, waiting for the perfect job, waiting for the perfect man, waiting for life to begin. But life had already happened, and she had been too focused on the future to truly live in the present. But what now? Where did she go from here? Mary knew she couldn't change her past, but she could control her future. She decided to stop waiting and start living. She started with small things. She reconnected with her family, calling her sister more often, checking in on her parents. The conversations were awkward at first. There was a distance she had unknowingly created, but slowly they warmed up to her again. She reached out to old friends, the ones she had drifted away from because she had been too busy chasing success. Some were happy to hear from her, others had moved on completely. She didn't take it personally. This was the cost of time lost. But the most important change, she started doing things for herself. Mary had spent so many years thinking only about work and responsibilities that she had forgotten what made her happy outside of them. She began reading for pleasure again, not just academic books, but novels that transported her to different worlds. She joined a local fitness group, not because she wanted to lose weight, but because she needed to take better care of her body. She even signed up for a painting class, even though she had no experience. For the first time in a long time, she allowed herself to try without worrying about perfection. She wasn't chasing a degree, a job, or a man. She was simply living. One Saturday afternoon, Mary walked into a quiet eatery carrying her notebook. She had started making it a habit to spend time outside her apartment, soaking in the world instead of shutting herself away. She ordered a cup of ice cream, found a corner table, and started sketching ideas for a short story. Dr. Amuku. She looked up and saw a familiar face, Daniel, an old colleague from her university days. He had been a lecturer in the philosophy department when she was doing her PhD, and while they had never been close, they had always had a mutual respect for each other. "Daniel," she said, surprised but genuinely happy to see him. He looked different. His beard had a few grey strands, and his face carried the wisdom of age, but his eyes still held the same warmth. "It's been what, 18 years?" he said, shaking his head with a smile. "Something like that," she laughed. They sat down, and what was meant to be a quick chat turned into hours of deep conversation. Mary learned that Daniel had never married either. "I guess I was always too focused on work," he admitted with a chuckle. She smiled knowingly. "I understand." But unlike her, Daniel had started making changes earlier. He had picked up new hobbies, started traveling, and learned how to live outside of work. "I realized that I was waiting for life to start, but life was already happening. I just had to participate in it," he said. Mary stared at him, feeling a connection she hadn't felt in years. He understood her journey, not just the success, but the emptiness that sometimes came with it. For the first time in years, she felt a spark, not the desperate, anxious feeling of needing to find love, but something natural, easy. They exchanged numbers, and as Mary walked home that evening, she felt something she hadn't in a long time. Mary woke up on a Sunday morning and for the first time in years felt something different, lightness. She had spent too much of her life waiting for the right job, the right love, the right moment to be happy. But after her breakdown, she had come to a realization. Happiness wasn't something to be found in the future. It had to be created in the present. And so she decided to do things differently.